Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, Libra. And so tonight we have the Four of Wands, which has everything to do with completion. Yes, yes. Okay. All right, let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. Oh, and I want to look over here at the plate. We have the number 34. Very clearly, 34. What does this say? I'm going to check this one out really quick. It looks like it says pat or pot. And then we also have, interesting, we have the turkey. So we have a turkey. It also looks, oh shoot, I just spilled it everywhere. It also looks like it says, and I'm going to spell it backwards because I don't know if the algorithm is going to like this one, but it says XES, if you can figure out what that says. So we have the creative energy, but also it says either pot or pat. We have the number 34, and we have a large turkey, a masculine male turkey, which is such a vibe, right? Have you ever seen wild turkeys in real life? Have they ever chased you? Have they ever got all their feathers out and chased you? They are a menace. But I do feel, I feel like there's almost this sense of, like an authority figure, a leader of the tribe, a patriarchal kind of energy. And I feel like there's a great attraction to this for you. I know it makes me cringe just a little bit to say, oh, I'm attracted to the patriarchy. No. But yeah, being attracted to somebody in power, somebody who is running things, somebody who is commanding and sure of self and has answers, right? There's a problem, you go to them, they have answers. Now, it doesn't have to be that this is like you're physically attracted to them, you're emotionally attracted to them in a romantic or, kind of seductive way. No, maybe this is the power that you want. Maybe you look at this person and you think, I am going to ascend to this. I want to have the same kind of energy that I'm putting out. I want people to think of me when they have a question, when they need some help, when they know there's only like one or two people in their life that they can trust because they know this person's going to show up and do what they say they're going to do. And that's you. And I think that that's more of the attraction. Now, the thing that I spelled out, the act of procreation, it's not just about in the physical world, like as we know it, real on the nose kind of thing. No. It's also that fiery energy that flows through our life. That creative force. That thing that brings life and animates all things. That's what I think this is. I think that you are in a place in your life where you can see yourself being the head of the family. You can see yourself being, the whatever, head manager at your company, your business, whatever it is. Ascending in position. And maybe even going out on your own, starting a business. You know, being your own boss. Being in charge of, listen, having your own business is scary, scary, scary. Because you can only rely on yourself. Nobody else is going to tell you what to do. Nobody else is going to tell you to get up and go to work, right? You have to decide. You have to decide, I'm going to work today and I'm going to work hard today. And I can see that maybe being a dream of yours, maybe it's something you've already started working towards. I want to see what these ones over here are going to say. Usually we don't start with the plate. This is usually the end. But I feel like, well, that 34 just called me. I was like, okay, we got to go over there. All right. Also, if you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. And thank you. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Let me just say that. I appreciate that you took a chance on a tea leaf reading. You maybe have never seen one. Maybe you're a very seasoned veteran. Whatever it is on the spectrum. I thank you. I thank you for being here. I thank you for sharing your time with me. Okay? And I feel very privileged to be able to share my time with you. All right. So it looks like we have a dreamer. We have a person lying here. Okay, we have the head here. We have the body here. Here are the feet. And almost kind of, if you go back and look at old alchemical diagrams, engravings, lithographs, whatever, drawings of the apparitions, these emanations. Sometimes it's sound, energies, but electrical, magnetism, whatever it is, right? I feel you in a place of power in your dream world, life. I wonder if you're somebody who is prone to lucid dreaming. It might be something that you have developed. It might be something that you just kind of fall into sometimes. You wake up in your dreams and you're like, I'm dreaming. And you can still kind of, with autonomy, navigate your dream world. This is very powerful. These kinds of, this ability to control your experience. Okay. So I do think that in this next cycle of time, really focusing on maybe documenting or just paying attention to the things that are happening in these dreams, the things that you're witnessing, the entities or personalities that you are encountering, that you are interacting with. We have right here, we have an elephant with its trunk up, and this is a sign of well-being, happiness, longevity, prosperity, all the good things, right? So we have that there. We also have the fish, money, resources coming in. We have the egg right up here. And kind of almost sitting in the bowl. It reminds me very much of one of the cosmologies that have to do with the egg. An origin story, right? We have like the egg sitting on the mound in the middle of a vast primordial ocean, and this is the first thing. And when that egg starts to hatch, whatever comes out of that is the second thing, right? That is the utterance, that is the beginning, that is the mover, right? That's what gets the universe into some kind of formation, the beginning. And so I do really feel like for you, within these dreams, there will be answers. Okay, clear things. Have you ever had that experience where you go to bed, you have like 5 things going on, all of them moderately important. You're trying to figure out how to make everything work, schedule things, think of how we can do this more efficiently. Do I have enough money for this? How are we going to do this? You know, all that. And you go to bed and you think, oh, I hope I can sleep. I'm so stressed out. And then you wake up at like 2:30 in the morning and it's all clear. You have it all mapped. You just know. The answers are there. And then hopefully you write it down or do like a voice memo to yourself or whatever. Because if you're like myself, sometimes I know it all and then I go back to sleep and then I can't even remember. What the heck was I thinking? Absolutely. So write it down. But I do think that the dream world, this is it. This is where a lot of your answers are coming from. And I see that we are going into a time of renewal. Okay, a rebirth is happening for you. I see you in a very fundamental way shifting within your life, pivoting. Now, this might be in your career. This might be in your relationships. This might be like domestically, you've decided you're moving, you're going to a different town, you're going back home, you know, whatever it is. But there's something fundamental shifting for you. And a lot of it just has to do with the fact that you're not waiting anymore. I'm not waiting for something to like fall into my lap. I'm not waiting for the perfect time, the right time. When everything is done or everything is, finished to completion, everything is in the right place, I have enough money, I'm feeling well enough, everybody else is happy and doing well, and now I can do the thing. No, that will almost never happen. These kinds of alignments that we see in our mind, everything perfect, no problems. I'm just going to wait till it presents itself. No. You'll be waiting forever. You'll never do the thing. So I see you really just deciding, this is it. I'm going to, make that leap of faith, because it's all about having faith in yourself. And that's ultimately it. Now, we also have, right here, you can see, we have a ram and we have a person behind them. Okay? And so I almost imagine kind of a partnership with an Aries person. I'm trying to think. I almost feel like this is a person that is just there, and I keep thinking untamable. There's like no way to control any aspect of this person, and I think that you find that exciting, intriguing. Now, if you have ever worked with an Aries or had a best friend or a close person that's an Aries, or you've been in a relationship with an Aries, I want to know, what is the dynamic like between a Libra and an Aries? I feel like it would be pretty interesting. I feel like they're kind of eccentric enough that it would be super kind of just a different experience for a Libra, but one that really kind of helps get you out of your shell. That's what I'm imagining. But I do see where, you could be very focused on fundamental things about life, making sure that everything is running smoothly, right? There's a sense of ease and stability. Where an Aries person, I think that they have these same desires. I think we all do. But I think that their way to that is less about the physical world and more about kind of exploring these deeper aspects of self, and being quite creative. Aries people are very creative people. And they can be very solitary people as well. Very independent. And I think for you, not that you're not independent, but you're somebody who works well with others. And I think you think of things as within terms of like a unit, the family, the community, the friends group, however that manifests for you, where they're kind of more out for self, right? And overtly self. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. They're just focused on doing what they need to do. And so I think that in this little union, and I don't know that this is like somebody you're going to get married to or you are married to them or anything, but I feel like there is a partnership. And I think in this union, in this partnership, there's a lot of growth for you. I think you being around somebody who unapologetically is just doing what they need to do, they are themselves, I feel like that gives you license to do the same. Not that you need it from somebody else, but just being around that vibe. It's like, okay, I'm in a safe place here. I can just be me, right? And that is a wonderful thing. I think that's very important here. All right, let's see. We're going to kind of turn this real quick. Okay, so it looks like we have the number 612, 612, and we have the return of a beloved. We also have the worm, the great worm. We have the sheep balancing up there. So I feel like somebody from your past is going to be reaching out. This is maybe one of your great beloveds. I think this is somebody that you have not just a soul contract. This is one of the great people of your life, right? I always think of that movie, A Bronx Tale, I think, or maybe it's Once Upon a Time in America. I always forget which one. But there's this idea that we have three great loves of our life, right? And I feel like this is maybe your first great love. Maybe not your first love, but this is a great. And I feel like them returning, you're resistant because there was hardship. I see the sorrow, heartbreak, lots of heartbreak. But we have the worm, and the worm is all about origin. Origin and doing the work quietly, without eyes to see. So I do see you being quite reserved here. Maybe even like really holding back parts of self, and maybe even like an excitement. You're so happy to see this person, but it was such a hard break when all of your stuff fizzled out, or whatever happened, the circumstances did not create an environment for your relationship to work out. But I think this person being in your life, in your orbit, and I don't know how close you'll be. Maybe this is just like a passing, you see each other at the grocery store and it's niceties, and then you kind of like look them up on Facebook and you see about their life and you feel close to them and it feels kind of nice. But there's also that sadness there. There's maybe even a little bit of, like, it feels a little traumatic, the departing from one of our great loves is traumatic, even under the best circumstances. So I see you really being kind of like propelled into self-development, self-work, right? And this coincides with this wanting to kind of ascend to this place of leadership, right? I feel like instead of sitting around and feeling sorry for yourself about old things that have happened, no, this is about, let me really kick it into gear. I'm going to really focus on my goals this year. I'm really going to get the thing done, you know? And it's not about showing off to anybody. It's not about proving anything to anybody. It's about you doing what you know makes you feel better, makes you feel good, makes you feel like you are progressing, you are evolving, you are becoming stronger, you are fortified, you are a force to be reckoned with. And I see this self-work being really kind of the focus of everything for you in this next cycle of time. And I feel like these different relationships and friendships and you know, passing reunions or the beginning of something new, whatever it is, I feel like all of this is helping getting that wheel turning, which we have the wheel over here, right? Wheel is turning, okay? Now up here we have the Lamb. And I feel like what this is telling me is that there's going to be a need for some sacrifice. And I don't like to think of animals as being sacrifices at all. But symbolically, yeah, it does feel like there's going to need to be some compromise, some change. It's not going to be easy at the beginning. If you've ever started a business or, you know, moved to a new place or, you know, somewhere you've never lived before, you're like the new kid on the block or whatever, you know, it's not easy. It's not all puppies and rainbows. No, it's a lot of work, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of really, really relying on your faith, but not just your faith. How proactive are you? What are you doing to get this thing done? How much effort are you putting into it? And if you can go to bed at night knowing that you did as much as you could, then you will rest easy. Hopefully, you know, hopefully. It's not always like, yeah, I had a great, powerful day. I made some progress here. Now I'm like just going to sleep like a little angel here on my pillow. I know, sometimes it should work that way, but not always. But I do. I feel like there's a sense of rising pride in self. And that's so important. Trusting yourself, having faith in yourself, prioritizing yourself. That's what 2025 is about. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to do our lucky numbers. Let's do 3 of them. We have 16, 17, number 5. 16, 17, and 5. Now we're going to finish with our Wild Offering Oracle cards. And I'm just going to flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. We have calmness. The inner divine is the witness of all, remaining still and quiet, even during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, "Quiet my mind, dear Lord. May your peaceful calm take over. May your peaceful calm take over." Yeah, Libra. I feel like you all are pretty dang good at finding like your centering, your grounding, remaining pretty calm, maybe even kind of stoic during turbulent times. I'm what is it called? I think it's an INFP. I think that's my personality type. I'm pretty sure that's the one, INFP. And I think it's the mediator. I always think of a Libra as the same kind of vibe. the mediator. The counselor, the mediator, the diplomat, you know, the one that can really get in there and kind of help untangle the mess, right? And so, yeah, you got to be able to kind of keep your composure, right? And I don't think that's too hard for you. But listen, I know a couple Libras in my life. Shout out to my niece, who can get pretty hot pretty quickly, right? And of course, that depends on other placements and stuff. But this might be a time where you have some big feelings, maybe even really emotional kind of outbursts, kind of seeping out, right? So make sure that you're doing whatever it is that helps you kind of, you know, meditate, breath work, intentional movement, going out and screaming at the trees, you know, screaming at the sky. I'm all about that primal screaming. I used to do it all the time. I can't anymore because I'm worried I'm going to blow my voice out. But, you know, things like this, letting some steam off, okay? Make sure that you prioritize that. It's important. All right, Libra, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. If you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I read all my comments. I appreciate them. I appreciate you. All right. Good night. Good night. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. 2025 is going to be our year. I know it. Collectively, we're on it. Good night.